doing here? What are you doing? You are physically harming this person. You haven't even told him what he's done.
Why are you doing? Move them back. He's got two of his phones. He's got two of his phones.
Don't you?
No, you can't take my phone. What are you doing?
What are you doing? Don't touch her.
What's good with it, family? This Street Talk, investigative reporter for VOP News. We broke this story back on April the 2nd, and it had the community and law enforcement alike in a frenzy. Law enforcement said the video shown didn't tell the entire story, while the family cried foul and said all their rights had been violated. With the little video that was shown, the community also spoke up. One comment read, "Totally incompetent officers, completely escalated the scenario, weak temperament, poor preparation, and abusive." Another read, "This is ridiculous. If the officers are afraid of us, they can't protect us. We need more info on what happened next in this case." Underscore for Juicy Juice, to answer your question, we filed a sunshine request for the body cam footage of this incident, and we'll be breaking it down together. No angle, just facts, and let the community make a decision while walking away with a little knowledge.
Help me!
You're fine, buddy.
No, I'm not.
All right, VOP family, let's begin with how it started for all us outsiders. We received a video that appeared to show law enforcement being aggressive with a motorist during a traffic stop, with the young lady recording stating that the officer is hurting a young man and hadn't told his intentions for the stop, raised antennas within the community. While the video appeared to be telling a story, the community received a lopsided version of the incident. Look, family, while it's all fun and games with captions after acts of stupidity, we really care for the community, and if we believe there could have been some form of injustice, we investigate and go to bat for the people. Maryland Heights Police Department immediately reached out and said we had it wrong. How? The video shows what happened, right? Not exactly. Although we do have some footage that the family shot, it doesn't speak to what happened before their cameras started rolling. This situation didn't start seconds before the video we saw, it started hours before. Through a sunshine request, we obtained body cam from 4 Maryland Heights officers. Cam 1 was the arresting officer Torres Carucci. Cam 2 is Officer Hamburger, the second on scene. Cam 3 is Officer Schott, who is the third officer to arrive. And Cam 4 is Officer Hereford, the last to arrive on scene. We'll go through the body cam together and we'll see whether mistakes were made. For context, Joshua Frederick was wanted on a felony warrant stemming from a domestic assault and resisting arrest. Frederick had a brief interaction with the Maryland Heights officers earlier that day before fleeing, sideswiping a patrol vehicle in the process. After being tracked on flock cameras, Officer Torres Carucci spotted Frederick turning into an apartment complex, at which time he initiated a traffic stop. This is where the body cam of Officer Torres Carucci picks up.
Recording.
I believe it's going to be one and the same. I've got an additional blue Chevy Impala behind me.
Now, what the officer is relaying to his dispatch is that this car is possibly the car from an earlier incident, and there is also an unknown vehicle behind him.
Hop on out. It's going to be our subject, I do believe.
Now that the officer has laid eyes on his subject, he is positive this is who he's looking for.
Let me see your hands. Keep your hands where I can see them. Keep your hands where I can get up. I don't have anything. Keep your hands. What's your name? Why are you?
Now, Frederick just made 2 crucial mistakes, one of which could have cost him his life. Let's rewind. As the officer approaches giving commands, Frederick makes a crucial mistake by reaching back in his vehicle. Then, to compound his problems, he attempts to flee, which in turn causes the officer to take him to the ground.
Stop! Stop! Put your hands behind your back! Put your hands behind your back! Put your hands behind your back! Because I need to conduct an investigation. Okay, but
Did you catch that, family? Frederick asked why he was being stopped, and Officer Torres Carucci gave his reasoning. Was that not sufficient enough for compliance, or did Frederick believe he could wiggle his way away from the officer? And down goes Frederick.
put your hands behind your back! Why are you detaining me? 353.
This is where the video we received and the body cam recording link up. We'll go side by side to show what the community saw while simultaneously looking at it from a law enforcement perspective. It's now been almost 60 seconds that this officer has been wrestling with Frederick. They both seem wore down, and the officer still hasn't gotten cuffs on Frederick.
Why are you detaining me? Ow! Because you won't put your hands
Sending body one down in 15 seconds.
Now listen, family. This is where this situation has hit a crucial stage. That countdown is technology working for the officer.
Sending body one down in 5 seconds.
And if it hits 0,
Body one down.
damn. Let's pause the video so we can understand what is happening in real time. This officer is struggling with an alleged felony suspect who at this point is refusing to go in cuffs. Now, we don't know the full protocol, but I'm sure it doesn't take 2 minutes in a struggle to cuff someone. With all the yelling, this appears to be a chaotic scene. Why isn't any of this a good thing? Well, let's go to the body cam of Officer Hereford, last officer to arrive, and hear what he heard at the end of that countdown.
Officer down.
Yep, officer down. And that was broadcast to every officer on duty. We know how they coming on them type of calls. Keep that in mind later pertaining to this officer. Back to the action.
You told me to get out of the car. I got out of the car. Put your hands behind your back. Oh my God. I didn't do anything.
Officer Torres Carucci is just now getting Frederick in cuffs. But the cards for this situation have been dealt. This place is about to be swarming with cops, and all they know is one of their comrades is in trouble. Before we get into the other body cam footage, family, let's speak on the aspect of recording. It's your right to record law enforcement in the act of their duties, but doing it responsibly is critical. We're here now because the young lady chose to hit record on her phone for this situation. What we didn't see then was what transpired before she hit record. And through the officer's camera, we now know every available Maryland Heights officer is on their way to this location. Instead of just recording for safety and evidentiary purposes, the young lady makes a critical mistake by picking up Joshua Frederick's 2 cell phones during the officer's struggle with Frederick. This turns her into a target. This officer may be physically worn down from his struggle with Frederick, but he's mentally documented everything that has happened. It could be agreed that he's waiting for backup before moving Frederick again, essentially calling an end to this situation. But with the young lady picking up those phones, she's in essence made herself a part of this traffic stop and this investigation.
Why are you on these phones?
Let's switch to Officer Hamburg body cam on the left. This is the first assistant officer and Officer Schott on the right, who arrived shortly after. Remember, these officers aren't aware of the unfolding situation. They are there because of an officer down alert. So when Officer Torres Carucci points out the young woman who has the phones, those officers' only objective is to cuff the young woman and sort things out. She too is seemingly resisting, which is exacerbating the situation.
Get on the ground. Get on the ground. Put your hand behind your back right now. Get on the ground.
So what do you think, family? Is law enforcement justified with this level of force up to this point, or should they be taking a softer approach? And for the family, are their rights being violated, or should they just comply and sort things out? That brings us to the final body cam of Officer Callahan Hereford. This officer is troubled and probably someone you wouldn't ever want to run across. It was his body cam that we heard the officer down alert. So adrenaline is at an all-time high, and hearing your brother is down, the rage is real.
Get on the fucking ground. Now. Hey, can you tell me what's going on? Can you tell me what's going on? Shut the fuck up and get on the ground. Put your hands behind your back. I'm gonna start snapping that arm off. Keep fighting me, bitch.
Honestly, MHPD, you might want to have this one checked out. I'm not going to ask the question of aggression when it's clear and precise. This officer jumped on a woman who was already on the ground while giving orders for her to get on the ground. He also pinned her arm under her, then demanded said arm from the woman or he would break it. Remember, he doesn't know the real reason he's here yet other than officer down, so his behavior is a tick on the strong side. His arrest of this woman was in fact aggressive, but what is this tactic he's using on Joshua Frederick?
crying like a little bitch. Tell your man, quit crying.
Did he stick his finger in Joshua's ear, or is he squeezing Joshua's head? Either way, it looks painful, and he's whispering for him to be a man. Whoa, if Diabolical was a person.
Why are y'all detaining me?
All right, family, what we thinking? If you had to grade these encounters, who you passing the alphabets out to? I'll give you a couple of mine, but drop yours in the comments section and let me know. Let's start with the arresting officer Torres Carucci. He gets a B for his handling of the situation. He showed restraint a few times. The two most notable were when Joshua Frederick reached back in his vehicle, appearing to be grabbing something. That could have been tragic, either way. Second was this wrestling move. Normally, the officer lets you go, but the officer showed a great deal of restraint and preserving of life. Joshua Frederick gets an F. Being transparent, he could have just fled again. The officer was out of his vehicle before Joshua had fully parked. So once Joshua chose to get out and confront the officer, he had already lost. One of the detectives summed it up perfectly.
He came back. Uh-huh.
And lastly, Officer Hereford. He too gets an F. There's no reason for the level of aggression he showed once he arrived. It's clear the scene was under control and no one gave him orders or instructions to manhandle that woman in such a way to almost cause bodily harm. Not to mention antagonizing Joshua after his arrest.
You understand your rights? Mr. Frederick, you understand your rights? That's cool. I'll send you back to prison anyway.
Family, this situation could have taken so many turns. Let me know what you saw and how you viewed it. For this VOP News special report, this Street Talk.